What is happening, people? Hey guys, it's early April right now, and you can see I'm fishing in this creek in the upper end of the lake. And after thinking about many people that follow this channel, you know, they don't have a boat, so I'm gonna do this creek fishing. Now this time of year, it's a great time because the crappie are moving in the upper ends and they're going up these creeks to spawn. And so this is the time to get out, find those bridges or roads that cross the upper ends of the lake, and you can catch a lot of crappie that way. And anyway, hey guys, stay with us. Let's go catch a fish. That's a nice one right there, y'all. Woo, dog, boy. Wildlife adventures, that's how we roll. So real quick, I hope you can hear me in the winds. You can hear the wind getting up. So there's going to be two ways that I'm gonna fish. The first way is I'm going to use a slip bobber and a jig, and I'm going to show you that. This is just that's just a Mr. Crappie, just a Mr. Crappie slip cork. You can see here I got my bead and my string. I need to cut my string a little shorter. And on the bottom, that is a 30-second head, just black, and that is a lake country lure. That is in the white. That is the willow tail, and that's going to do a good job. I have some other colors that I may try. Looking at this watercolor, that should be a perfect color. Should look like a minnow. That tail will just dance right in the water, right up under that cork, just like that right there. And so this water, so in the upper end, the creek channel kind of comes right along by where I am here. And if I cast out a ways, the water gets really shallow. So this slip cork will allow me to keep that lure just off the bottom or at the depth I think I'm catching the fish at. And so it should work really well. So basically, let's adjust this cork. I'm gonna adjust this slip cork. Let's see. That is roughly about 30 inches deep right there. So we're going to try that. If we see that it's hitting on the bottom, we will shallow it up. Well, caught a little crappie on the bobber there. That's all right. Just a little rascal. Just a little rascal. And switched over to you know, the bobber, set it about 18 inches deep, because sometimes what those male fish is to, you know, it keeps the lure kind of out there, where if those fish are hanging around that stump, that just keeps them there a little bit longer. And see, I'm just lifting the tip of the rod and just letting that lure just bounce right along. There he is. I think this is another bass. Probably. No? Looks like a decent sized crappie. Boom, we'll take him. So he hit that old willow tail, that red. Boom, pretty fish. You know, it's probably close to a 10-inch crappie right there. Boom. All right. So, you know, if we were keeping fish today, looking good for a fish fry. Thank you, Mr. Fish. We appreciate it. You know, so basically that's set 18 inches deep. So I think you can see the end of the rod. So basically I'm just twitching the rod, twitch, twitch. Now I'm pulling back against the wind. Actually, the wind is carrying the lure. Carrying the cork that way. So I'm just twitching it and letting it settle back. Twitching it, let it settle back. And the cork does one thing. It does keep the lure kind of in the strike zone a little bit longer. I noticed the other day when we were fishing in some brush, well, in around some log jams, you had to get the lure right down to the fish and hold it there, and he would swim over and eat it. Just moving it by him did not produce as many strikes. I hope that makes sense. So the cork, of course, allows the lure to stay in place longer, gives the crappie time to move over and bite. Especially this water probably here is probably 62 degrees, a little bit cool up this creek still. And so fish may be a little lethargic. This is early in the morning. It's 9:15 actually right now. And I would have preferred to be here this afternoon. Fishing probably would have been a little better. But that storm is coming in. There's an old crappie. Well, could be a bass. You know, good eating size. Fish is probably 9 3/4 of an inch. Come up there and bit that just as easy. See if we can do that again. I know these rocks fall this way, so I want to be just out to where I can fish those rocks, you know, down. You know, just on the edge. If I throw up here, I'm gonna be hung. Didn't quite adjusted. I just tied it on this. You know, this is a Mr. Crappie slip bobber, and you know, that allows me to adjust the depth. I've got a 1/32 head on, real light, and what that does when I pull the cork like this, the lure will come up and it'll slowly sink back. That's what I want. I don't want to use a real heavy head right here. Plus, if it does hit the bottom, this lighter head won't hang up as bad. Lake Country Lures sent me this. Dennis, I think he said this is a new color. This is a winner. That is a new color he's doing. It's a good looking color, chartreuse. This water's got a little bit of color to it. That's that blue color, kind of mimics a shad. Anyway, I'm gonna put it on and see what happens. I like the color. Lure. And you noticed on these little hooks, see how I bent that little hook out just so slightly. Just so slightly. That's a small hook. And that'll help me with getting a few more hookups. Now see the paddle tail here this way, the flat side? I want my hook to come out one side or the other. And I'll show you why. You want it as straight as possible. Push it up on the head. So you want the water will give this buoyancy, and that tail will sit there. And we want that tail to bounce up and down. So we want it to see how easily it jiggles around. That's what we want right there. Boom. So come on, big crappie. Oh yeah, nice crappie. Nice old crappie. Boom. Thank you, Mr. Fish. Wow. Boom. Nice crappie. That's probably right at a 12-inch crappie right there, y'all. Good crappie. Beautiful colors on him. Wow. Boom. Nice, nice, nice. All bank fishing. Boom. Let's let him back. Get him even jump for us. Boom. One right there. Boom. You hit that just as easy. Yeah, just a little one. He'd make the 8-inch mark. That's what it is. Keeper size in this particular lake is 8 inches. Boom. One. Oh, get him up here. You know, small crappie. Oh, hit that yellow. Let me get the hook out of it, man. Hit that little. That's a little male. Black crappie. Hit that yellow. You know, he's about 9 inches, maybe 9 1/4. Turn him loose. Thank you, Mr. Crappie, for biting my hook. There's one. Seems like a little better one. Let's check that out. A little bit better black crappie there. And something bit the tail off a darn thing. Yeah, so, you know, they just beautiful. When they get up here spawning, they get that blackish color on them and real dark color because they kind of blending in with the bottom around those stumps and all. We got to put us another lure on, y'all. You know, and I just a slow retrieve. I'm trying to keep the lure just off the bottom, not swimming it too fast. Not too slow, just allowing that tail of that lure to just turn slowly. Kind of looks like a minnow swimming slowly through the water. I'll turn this down so you can kind of see my retrieve. Let's do that again. And so I'm gonna pitch it over there, give it a second. And so this is kind of my speed. Now I can vary the depth by lifting the rod tip up or down. That's about my speed. And see, it bumped the bottom. Boom. There's a fish right there. I think this is another bass. It is. And so you never know what you might catch from the bank. Pretty little fish. You know, pretty bass. Let him go. Back he goes. This is a 1/16 ounce head. So your choices to keep it off the bottom would be to wind faster, or I could put a 30-second head on that wouldn't sink as fast. So it would actually float through the water a little better. And you know, when you're fishing from the bank, you'll learn where the hangs are. You'll learn, you know, where it's the shallowest, where it's the deepest. something here. I don't know what it is. Got me all around. I kind of feel like it's probably a catfish. Let's see if I can get back down. £6 test line. I can't. Yeah. Big old catfish. Big old catfish. Get him up here on the bank. Old channel catfish. Hit that little lure. That lure right there in the corner of his mouth. I'm gonna have to have my pliers for him. Switch hands. Good gracious. Well, it's probably a pound catfish. Let's let him go back. No worse for the weary. Thank you, Mr. Catfish. That was a heck of a fight. Oh boy, I don't know what I got, but he's got me around that pillow right there. Good gracious. Oh, I gotta get him back. Oh yeah, I got him back on this side now. Ooh, I think it's probably another catfish. Oh, not what we're targeting today. Good gracious. That is a pig right there. Whoa. We'll just give him a minute to see if we can. Let's see if we can grab this rascal. Oh man. Good gracious. Look at that. Boom. Wow. That's a 4.5 pound fish. You can see the lure right in his mouth. Boom, right there. Whoa. That is wow. Bank fishing, baby, bank fishing. Golly. Good gracious. That's a pretty fish, y'all. 6 pound test line. Boom. Wow. All right. Let's let him go. We're going to put him right back in the water. Let her go back and spawn. You know, I got to say, I am extremely fortunate to get that fish. There's some metal columns around those concrete pillars right there. That fish hit that lure and went back around that pillar, and I put a lot of pressure on that fish to try to get him back. And I'm sure this line is probably frayed pretty bad. And but I'm just fortunate to get that fish back. That Trilene XL 6-pound test line, that just shows you how tough that line is. Anyway, never know what you're gonna catch. We've caught crappie, we've caught catfish, and we just caught that. We caught that big bass. We've caught several bass today, all from the bank. All from the bank. So a couple of key takeaways today is when you're fishing with the slip bobber, I had to add a little bit of weight to the bottom so it would pull this jig down. There's a lot of wind today, and sometimes when you have a lot of wind, there's a bow in your line. A small jig or say a minnow won't pull the line through the cork. Now, one of the key things to do is to determine the water depth if you possibly can. So I like to start out shallow. See, this holds the lure about 16 inches deep. Start shallow, work your way a little deeper. So if you know there's a creek channel behind you, you can fish that area. You can raise this up and actually fish deeper. And after you cast a few times, you will determine the proper depth to set this cork once you start catching fish. Fish may be up in the water column on that particular day, or they may be a little deeper holding to the bottom. So I hope that helps you. Second key takeaway, we were fishing the curly tail. That looks just like a minnow. That's what we caught that catfish and that bass on, that largemouth bass on. So I chose to fish a 16th. I know the water is fairly shallow up here. And man, that line is just frayed from that largemouth bass. And I know the water was shallow up here, so I put on a 16th. It was heavy enough for me to cast out to those bridge pilings, and yet light enough I could manipulate it to keep it just off the bottom. And we talked about that earlier. Two key ways to keep it up off the bottom is to wind a little faster and to keep the rod tip up. If I cast out and I know I'm coming through a deeper portion, I lower the rod tip and I can slow down my retrieve. The other method to fish a little shallower is to put on a 32nd head, something that's much lighter, and it doesn't dig into the wood material or the leaves or grass or whatever on the bottom. It's a little easier to pick your rod tip up in the air and to keep it floating just off the bottom. So there's two key tips. I hope that helps you. Hey guys, we're going to end this video. All in all, it's been a good day. We've caught crappie, we've caught catfish, we've caught bass, all using crappie jigs, light tackle, which makes it a lot more fun. Hope you've seen something in the video that you learned. Hope you've seen something in the video that you enjoyed. From right now on through the 1st of June is a great time to get around these creeks and start catching fish. A lot of fish are moving up, getting ready to spawn. The water temperature is moving up. Great time to get out here and do some fishing. Even you don't need a boat to get out here and enjoy the great outdoors and go fishing. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the subscribers we've been getting for this channel. Remember, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Click the like button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Wildlife Adventures. And as always, you remember, it's a wild life, and I'll see you in the water.